Hi everyone. I've just had the weirdest experience, which isn't what this video is about, but I'll tell you about the experience anyway. I have my camera, it's clothes pegged onto the top, the screen of the laptop, so that I can do this video. So I had my camera clothes pegged onto my phone, clothes pegged onto the top of the laptop. And what actually happened was I felt that I wasn't in vibrational alignment. I could feel the energies were jarring in my arms actually. So I just kind of stepped back a bit and I went into meditative state for a few minutes just to balance those energies out. And for no reason whatsoever, the phone started to take selfies of me. So really weird. I don't know why it did that. I'll have a look at the pictures later. They could be interesting. Don't know why it happened. But anyway, and perhaps it is relevant to this video. I wanted to come on to talk about some of the current energies and my experience of them. And I'm sure that many of us share similar experiences. And it's really about how everything is here to help us. Absolutely everything that we encounter, that comes into our lives, that we witness, is here in some shape or form to help us. Now I know that sounds extremely selfish, that it's all about us. But in helping us come into balance, and helping us come into alignment, that energy then is being filtered out across the world. Okay? So once it's like, everything's part of the macros part of the micro, or whatever it is. Everything is one actually. So as one thing comes into balance, another thing's brought into balance. And that's just how it works. So absolutely everything is here to help us and all our experiences. And what we see in other people, or what we encounter in other people, is also here to help us. And the way that's been happening recently has been so much more intense. Because this is really a period for working with what Eckhart Tolle calls the pain body, or the shadow, or whatever you want to call it. This is really a time for working with that part of us that we've detached from, or buried, or hidden from. Okay? It really wants to come up now. It really wants to be seen now. It really needs to be acknowledged now and let go. And everything at the moment is conspiring together to encourage and support us to do that. But if you're like me, even though I try not to be, if you're like me, you can be a bit blind to this sometimes. So things have to get really intense before you see it. And it's like the universe is shouting to you, look at me now, can you see me now? Here I am. And I'm still running around with blinkers and not really seeing what's happening. So to explain that a bit more thoroughly, relationships we have with people, there's something we have to learn, not have to learn, but there's something that we can learn from every relationship we have with someone. And very often, that person reflects an aspect of ourselves back to us, or reflects some part of our experience back to us, or reflects something back to us of our shadow that needs to be healed, or of our joy that we're striving to become. But everyone gives us gift of helping us in some way, as we do to them. So it's a shared energy. We do the same for them. And recently some of my interactions have been so intense. I've really been almost pulling my hair out. So frustrating. So based in my perception. The other person has been so entrenched in their views, has been so, in a lot of the interactions, has been so inclined to project onto other people. They have been so inclined to be trying to heal other people and not heal themselves. And I have just been totally frustrated. I really wanted to shout, for goodness sake, will you see what you're doing? To me, it's like, it's as clear as day. This is what's happening. This is what you're doing. This is why you're feeling as bad as you are. This is why your pain body's calling out to you. And at the same time, I'm aware that a lot of this work is ancestral work. So it's not just about us in the here and now. It's about us actually working with our ancestral pain also, okay? Because there are two, the pain bodies as I recognise it. There's the pain body that we're contributing to, that we're our current lifetime, that we're swallowing back, or that we're hiding from. And that then is absorbed by the ancestral pain body. So the pain body which our lineage has held to be theirs then becomes ours. So it can be a massive thing, an absolute massive thing. And some of the things that I know about my ancestral pain body is the undermining of the role of the woman. Okay. Not accepting women as powerful beings, but the women being powerful, but always having the struggle to be accepted, to be received for who they are. Women not being heard, particularly women, but men as well, but particularly women not being heard, not being acknowledged, not being seen, their experience not being recognised. That has very much been part of my ancestral pain body. And that's very much what's been reflected back to me through my interactions with other people this last couple of months. But as I say, I'm so slow in the uptake sometimes. And I have just recognised, just the last week or two, what's happening. The universe is gifting me this opportunity to see what it is I need to work with, because I'm choosing to work with it. There's never such thing as needing to. It's because I'm choosing to. The universe is making it so obvious to me. Look, this is what's in your pain body. This is what your shadow is. This is what's working, what you're holding on to. This is here for you to release. And I have been projecting it onto other people. Okay? As I've been witnessing other people doing. I've been working to heal other people and not to heal to myself. And the more I've done that, the more intensely I have come across this experience in the people that I'm just even meeting in the street now, until I can't ignore it anymore. And when I sat down and thought about it, it's so apparent and it's so obvious. And then as I thought about my other interactions, my less intense ones, I can see the same pattern. So for me now, this is really what I'm being asked to do, and what's been given to me in such an intense and apparent way through all my interactions, through all my experience at the moment, is not just working with my own shadow. It's consciously clearing that also for the ancestral shadow, or the ancestral pain body, whatever you want to call it. Because we are the ancestors. We carry the DNA of the ancestors. We carry the bloodline. And in a very true sense, we literally are them. So we carry what was their burden, as well as our own burden. But we have chosen to be here. And we have chosen to become light workers at this time, when the other members of our family are not doing that. And the reason we have chosen it is to heal those ancestral wounds, is to free that ancestral body. Because it's like that body, what I'm referring to as the pain body, or the shadow, it has its own consciousness. And it wants to be free. It really wants to be free. It doesn't want to be held on to by us. It wants to do what it wants to do. And ultimately, energy is just energy. So it's us who puts the meaning onto it, in our human condition, us who attaches meaning to it. And it's literally time now for us to free the consciousnesses that we're holding on to, that attachment that in our mind defines us, even if we're not fully aware of it, even if we're not consciously aware of it. I know that sounds like a paradox, but even if we're not fully aware of it, we are aware of it in our bodies, okay? Because that's what impacts on our health. That's what impacts on our physical condition, is this knowledge that we carry in our bodies. And the universe is calling to us now, showing us what it is, and calling us to us for us to let go of the attachment to it. It's a really exciting time, and a time when there's a lot of work to be done. So if you're feeling tired, if you're feeling under the water, if you're feeling disorientated, confused, see if what I'm saying fits with you. Because it's time to let it go. It's time to free us from that attachment, from those burdens. Not only us, our ancestors, our children, our children's children, and all the generations that are going to come after us. Because this works multidimensionally and throughout all timelines and through all experiences. So it works backwards, it works forward, it works in the now, in the current self. It'll work in all directions, in all times, in all dimensions. And what a gift we're giving, not only to ourselves, but to those who we care for and those who we love. So listen, talking about love, I love you all loads, and I shall talk to you soon. And thank you so much for listening to me. See you soon. Bye.